Does a modern PC require a graphics card to run? As I can remember, on old systems, Pentium 2 or 3, it was not possible to boot and run the PC if the graphics card was missing. AC cards were used in those days. Many years from then, I'm using motherboards with integrated graphics and I have no experience related to this subject. The graphics card always was present. Currently I intend to build a home/private server for my purposes, and most of the motherboards I want to buy have no integrated graphics, AMD 870 or 970. I can take a normal graphics card from my friends for a few hours/days and use it when installing the necessary software. Can I boot and run the PC without problems after I install everything I need and the graphics card is removed? If a general answer cannot be given, at least some examples of manufacturers/MB series/MB models will be helpful. I think it's obvious, but for completeness, I mean cheap desktop components and not real servers.
Does a modern PC require a graphics card to run? I believe that many motherboards can boot without a video system. But I have no actual experience of this. Wikipedia says, during boot up, some, especially older, PC BIOS versions will wait indefinitely for a user to press a key before proceeding if some basic devices are not installed or connected, effectively halting an unattended system. These can include a video card, a keyboard. On more modern systems, the BIOS factory setting will typically be configured to behave this way as well, but this setting can be changed via a BIOS setup facility to proceed without user intervention. Even in cases where a system has been set up to be managed remotely, a local keyboard and video card may still be needed from time to time, for example to diagnose boot problems that occur before a remote access application is initialized. Certainly many server-grade motherboards are designed explicitly for this. The Wikipedia article mentions this. I have HP and IBM servers that include some sort of Ethernet-based console support for boot messages, etc. In general, I download and read the motherboard manual and check that there is an option that allows booting to continue without pressing a key after an arrow. For example, on ASUS UEFI BIOS. Wait for F1 if error, enabled. When set to enabled, the system waits for the key to be pressed when error occurs.
I stumbled upon this thread, because I tried to do the same, install Win7x64 and removed CGFX card. I hereby confirm, that my board, LAN Party DK790FXDM2RS, works after removing a graphics card. I was curious how would I log in with remote desktop, but I did, and it works like a normal PC. And guess what? Power consumption with 12,5 HDD is just 15 watt. With cool and amp, quiet though.
Can I boot and run the PC without problems after I install everything I need and the graphics card is removed? I can confirm that my ASUS M5A97 R2.0 can boot without a graphics card. I installed a NVIDIA card to do a CentOS server install, and when I was finished I removed the card, and did everything else I needed via SSH. I rebooted and it worked fine. It beeps 3 times instead of the usual one on startup, but I still get access and everything on the server works.
As has been mentioned, it depends entirely on the specific motherboard, or rather its BIOS, i.e.,
it cannot be resolved through software, other than perhaps a BIOS hack. Since you did not specify what board you have or intend Ed to get, all we can give is general information and suggestions. Some, few, but more than zero, motherboards do demand that a video card be installed as part of the post, though this is somewhat poor programming given that headless systems are nothing new, and in fact most BIOSes include an option to ignore a missing keyboard, and some to ignore a missing video card, primarily for this purpose. You can check its manual, pretty much every manufacturer provides them for download on their sites, to see how it behaves. Make sure to also check if it detects and blocks if no monitor is connected to the video adapter. Few do, but if yours does, then it could end up being a frustratingly mysterious problem since it only manifests when you have no visual cue as to the problem. You said that most of the motherboards you are looking at don't have onboard video. But if you are getting a new board, you could get a system with a video adapter built into the CPU. A cheap and easy last resort option, since you are not using the video card anyway, is to simply put in any old cheap card. You can get a cheap, or even free, one from the classifieds like Kijiji, eBay Classifieds, Craigslist, etc.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.